We've all heard Americans are struggling to save for retirement, but are they? The average retirement account balance increased by 19% last year. That's compared to 2022. And more than 4 in 10 people raised the amount of money they set aside into their 401k accounts, according to a Vanguard report. To discuss the study, Yahoo Finance's very own Carrie Hannon is here. Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Brad, great to be here. Yeah, I mean, we all hear so much doom and gloom about people not saving enough for retirement or being woefully behind that this just was very encouraging to see Vanguard take a look back at 2023, and they saw some really positive, optimistic trends. People were saving more and people were contributing more to their accounts. And so, let's break down what this happened, what sort of is behind all of this. And the biggest trend is auto enrollment and auto escalation. And what that means is employers automatically put people into their employer-provided retirement account, their 401k, and then they raise it up each year. So it kind of gets away from that inertia of people not making that decision to get rolling and to increase the amount. This has done a huge amount in pushing people to save more, and I think it's a really great trend. Employers have also doubled the amount that they contribute as a match to 4% or more. It used to, a decade ago, it was about half of that. So that's fantastic news as well. And the second thing that's behind it, Brad, in many ways, is target funds. I mean, target funds have become, they absolutely rule the day now. And most people are in these target funds, which, as the listeners know and the viewers know, it's set and forget, right? You make your investment, and then as the markets go up and down, and as you age, they gradually reduce your risk. You say you're going to retire in 2035. Then as you get towards that date, it goes from equities down to more fixed income. And it really helps people not trade as much, which is quite good for these accounts because there's not a lot of shaking up. And for younger workers, Vanguard has found that it's super helpful because they used to be not invested enough in equities. And so as a result, they lost out on growth. And this helps them get in at a better sort of composition of their retirement account for their future. So that's great news. Another study I looked at, Transamerica, showed that, younger workers are actually starting to save for retirement at age 20, Gen Z. And that compares to 25 for millennials. And, Gen X started at 30 or so. So we're seeing a movement to start saving earlier, which I absolutely love. Now, before I get too crazy, I got to say there was one sort of caveat to the Vanguard report I need to mention, is that more people than ever rated their retirement account. So this is a small percentage, but I've got to tell you, it's worth looking at and a concern. And they did it mostly probably prompted by inflation for medical bills and housing expenses. But as we know, if you do that, if you withdraw from your retirement account for these things, and there are some exceptions to this rule, but you generally are, if you're not 59 and a half, you're going to pay a 10% penalty and you're going to pay tax, and that money's gone. So those are just a couple of things that kind of percolated out of that. And my final point is that even though I'm so excited to see these positive numbers for once, the fact is half of Americans still do not, who work in the private sector, do not have access to an employer-provided retirement plan. And what that means is they really do have to voluntarily, jump in and get going.
Carrie Hannon, a lot of gems from that study. Appreciate you breaking it down for us. Thanks so much, Carrie.
Thanks, Brad.